This is day 357 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor our upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It would be very greatly appreciated. Today we do Siman Reish Mem Ches, Seif Yud, through Siman Reish Mem Tes, Seif Aleph. And we are talking about traveling. Yud Rabbeinu Beis Yosef Tasa Shita Svifa Rama Gedarko Da'atam Midnei Bitul Oneg Shabbos Dafka B'Yamim. The issue is seasickness, and specifically in seas. Ava Benaros Mutter Benamirvis is permissible. Moshe Sam Siv Gimel. Come custom sea base Dafka Shloyeh or Dual Lanu Shein Bone come Asar Tvachim. It's only if we don't know for sure that it's shallower than 10 Tvachim. Amakom Shedul Lanu Shemikarka Spinal Karka Andor Palkas Mi Asar Tvachim. Let's know that from the bottom of the ship, the bottom of the boat, to the bottom of the rivers, less than 10 Tvachim. Also it says Chutz L'Tchum. You're not allowed to go outside the Tchum, obviously. Mishum Mishum Tchum, and you can't travel more than 2,000 amos. I can't show. I would tell Tchum mutter, but if you remain within the Tchum, it's permissible. We don't make it Gzeira lest you go outside the Tchum. Even though according to their Shita, it's not mentioned Gemara because the Gemara is about Oneg Shabbos issues, not about Tchum issues. But the Rambam in the Tshuva explains that when there's less than 10 tefachim between the ground and the boat, yesh isur tchum, and there is a problem with tchum. Because bar b'simin tov dal is going to be explained much later on. That which the Beis said there should be 10 tefach gap between the bottom of the boat and the bottom of the river. Yesh chok, those who argue the cave of Lamar, and they say they came to Rakish Banor. Oh my God, start talking once we were 10 tefachim deep. Even though the boat is somewhat down in the water. There's no gap of 10 tefachim between the bottom of the boat and the bottom of and the river bed, or whatever lake bed. The frat especially somebody who sits on top of the boat, not inside the boat. They need to have a 10 tefach gap between the boat and the bottom of the lake or river. V'day shenot there should be dikduk l'shono mevur the einlon lachshosh shem aleka asar tvachim and mistama yesh asar tvachim. We don't have to suspect that there's less than tvachim. We assume that there's 10 tvachim. Okay, it's on okay. Yodim mevir leka asar tvachim. Therefore, the prohibitions only we know for sure that there is less than 10 tvachim. Mishbura brings only the shitos which are permit that if you're sitting above 10 tvachim, even the bottom of the boat is within 10 tvachim, and he says you can rely on them if it's necessary. Mishnah wrote that all this is mutter, of course, because fekad Rabbanu L'Kula. Yurav, because Rabbeinu Ramah b'si beis v'chein b'sfina she'it storech la'yisol lavol yidei melach b'Shabbos. If it's a boat where a Jew must do melach b'Shabbos, also you can't go shloshi yom b'Shabbos. You can't go in within 3 days of Shabbos. Afilim na'aros, even there are rivers hanovim which flow or which come out of the ground. They lamamas and they're more than 10 tefachim high. Akal l'shono. Klamar, meaning Afa Gab to Tafas Ikatam Rif, even though we say the primary issue is the Rif of Oneg Shabbos, not the other reason, Shneis Bar, which has been explained, came Benaros Mutter, therefore the river should be okay. Zelk Shein Yadu Shnobel De Chilul Shabbos. That's the way so we don't know that Chilul Shabbos would ensue. Malcolm Shekar V'Dav V'Voli De Chilul Shabbos, where it's likely Chilul Shabbos to take place. Osif Rosh Tok Shlosh Yomi, you can't go into the boat within 3 days. Kohen Machem Mutter prior to this is miscible. You don't know for sure he's going to be Chayil Shabbos. You can't if you're Yom Rishon Aser. You know you're for sure going to be Chayil Shabbos. Even go on Sunday, it's Aser. Shekar V'Dav, or rather, it's likely. Like people go in the deserts. Anytime you go in a permissive way. Afterwards, it happens and you're compelled to do Chayil Shabbos. Maybe go in Fashos, because if you go in Nevesh, what can you do? Ben Levi evidently writes this. We know for sure you're going to have to be Chayil Shabbos. Also, for the Yom Rishon, it's also even on Sunday. The Chemash Kosar Rabbeinu says he Besif Dalet Shayotim Shayar B'Midbar B'Kodim Sheitzil Chayil Shabbos B'Chuli Hakam L'Shono. Beis writes something similar about a caravan and a Kaman Shabiruhu. It's not talking about that for sure going to be Chayil Shabbos, because then again, you can't really read. It's likely that you come to that. We should he brings down your brackets. I'm going to have Avram. Midada Sif Kan Yadash Shem B'Shem Hari Ben Lev Mishem Harabaz to Bebir Chilul Shabbos. definitely is going to be Chalal Shabbos usher by a Jew again. It's usher ayin sham shita shkeinu, and that's obviously true. Yod Beis Kasvu Rabbi Seinu Bali HaShulchan Aruch. Steve Gimel, Hechel Mutzah Avig Erev Shabbos, where you're allowed to sail on Erev Shabbos. Nichas Pin of Erev Shabbos, you go into the boat on Erev Shabbos. It's a bar mitzvah. You come to Shvisa and you took up your bow there. Havel Bisham of Legas B'Shabbos, even though it's in the sail on Shabbos, it's mutter. Who shall lo yotzam esfin, as long as you didn't leave the boat. Meishkan Shvisa, once you took up your place there. Some say if you let the boat. Shari, it's permissible. Now, since you acquired your place in the boat from before Shabbos, you can then you're allowed then afterwards go into it with Shabbos on Shabbos, ulaf league and sail. Those say kiddush v'sfina, make kiddush Friday night in the boat. And then they go back to their house. They sleep overnight in their house. So and next they come back to the ship and they set sail. And that's the custom someplace, and we cannot protest this. That's the end of Kofa Shulchan Aruch. Requires explanation. This is how to explain it. If you acquire the spot from Erev Shabbos, that's going even on Shabbos. To go in. Meaning, even though the Gemara itself only permitted to go on Erev Shabbos into the boat place for permissible commodity var mitzvah, such a purpose of doing a mitzvah, or benaros, or if it's rivers with asarif, that the issue of seasickness, or me'asora, that's the main chananel, according to the issue of tchum, the lo b'Shabbos and on Shabbos itself. By the time the reason is the zenier kiyotzim mechutz tchum b'Shabbos could be going on the boat on Shabbos itself. It looks like you're going deliberately outside the tchum on Shabbos. There are no. If you're above 10 tefachim from the seabed, there is no tchum. Nevertheless, came into kana shvisa ba'aretz, since your ikar place where Shabbos began was on land, and what's the place? Shabbos yotzem mirachok, on Shabbos you're going to distance. Near it looks like leaving the tchum. Therefore, therefore, if twilight Erev Shabbos you're kind of ben shvisa v'sfina, you acquire your dwelling place in the boat, and el kabeis, so it's like your house. Therefore, just like you leave your house, you can also leave the boat. Man up from the boat because the year go to the city of the next day come to the boat. Came in the Zman Shvisa Yabasvina, since the time when you acquired your Shabbos place, you were in the boat. Local Shvisa, your place is not in the city. But there's some people who make kiddush in the boat, even though it's not necessary. Today, the fire same Shvisa in order to publicize the acquired Shvisa. No, it's like you have tchumen. As long as you're there, Ben Hashmasha, so you don't have to make kiddush there. But here, it's in order to publicize that this is the place where I was going to Shvisa for this Shabbos. Ain't a makib, it's not an impediment. Raka Rashba Magam game is it. Rashba's not clear. Spili holds him Mishum Mishor Shekon Shvisa, Lo Yitzim Esfina. Once you acquire the Shvisa, should not leave the boat. The time, the reason being, the came in that Sfina, Malmi asserts its boat is above 10 tefachim. Ain't a mokum l'kniya Shvisa. It's not really a place to acquire a Shvisa b'Shabbos. It's like acquiring Shvisa in a tree. Sharei is suffering, and Yesh Tchum Malmi asserts. The question, there's a Tchum above 10, and therefore it's above 10. It's no tchum, it can't become a shvisa because it would be two sides of the same coin. Where there's a tchum, there can be a shvisa. Where there's no tchum, there can't be shvisa. It's like floating in air. Umay vada in tchum l'malmi asora, and water there's certainly no tchum above 10 tefachim. Zeis bar siman tov dal. That's going to be explained later on. Okay, mashach shik le shvisa b'sham. How can it become a shvisa there? Okay, mela. So therefore, automatically, she'etz achakach la'ir. When you go back to the city, even then after twilight, after Minish Moshos, kind of Shvisa Sair. That's when you acquire the Shvisa, and you acquire Shvisa near Kevon. So I don't kind of Shvisa, because you were not didn't acquire Shvisa previously because you were in midair. And with Tzorech Likno Shvisa Sham below takes minute. Therefore, you have to acquire Shvisa in the boat and not to exit the boat. Below takes minute a minhag, but nevertheless, the minhag is Kachok involves like those who argue in the Rashba. Even if you left the boat, came and should yelech lamala, Me'asara, since when the boat leaves, it's going to be above 10 tefachim. Habegam b'sfina k'makom shvisaso. The boat is also like his place of shvisa. When he was there at the time, they want to require shvisa bein hashmoshos on Erev Shabbos. Also, if the next day they reach a port, they'll be allowed to go out. The if their place of shvisa is not in the safe in which they left, but in the boat in which they are located on it, bein hashmoshos. That's a mistake. That's why we didn't leave the boat after you came on it. But if you left the boat after you came on it, then it's awesome because you already left your Makom Shisa once, you can't do it again. But within the boat, you can always walk with Shama Sim and Tafei. This bar B'Zeb Siyat Shmai, it's going to be better clarified. Mishub writes, the Moken Abraham writes in the Shabbos, you're not allowed to sail even for the Bar Mitzvah. There are those who say that on Shabbos you're allowed to sail for the Bar Mitzvah. And therefore he says, that here say about where it's rivers which are 10 tefachim deep. And he did not say that it's talking about for his bar mitzvah. I guess because according to those who say on Shabbos you're allowed to go to bar mitzvah, so here it must not be for the bar mitzvah, and therefore must be where it's 10 tefachim deep, and that's why they have to be there in Erev Shabbos. But if it's bar mitzvah, then the Mogen Avram, there's a answer even to go on Shabbos itself. Yudal, Hayotzim Mishayer by Midbar, people going on in a caravan. There's a Korvadav Shefsha, the Chilul Shabbos. It's quite likely to come to Chilul Shabbos. Ve'en Chilul D'Oraisa, ve'en Chilul D'Rabbanan, even Chilul Shabbos D'Rabbanan. Have Chilul Minei Sakona, and this will be because of danger. Kon Sheshor Terech Shabbos Yosim D'Chum Shabbos, such as the caravan going Shabbos more than D'Chum Shabbos, who is Yorim L'Shor L'Baro. He's afraid to stay by himself, because of bandits or animals. Even because he's afraid this animal is going to get stolen, or his money is going to get stolen, and his garments. And when he has to walk by foot or naked, he's going to be in danger. Any of these things that they happen, you're allowed to do Chayil Shabbos. There's no mamish pikuach nefesh. Go in the desert without clothing, etc. Nevertheless, it's not for sure. Therefore, it's like a boat. Shemin Yom Revi, because after Wednesday, Osir, it's forbidden to stay out in this caravan. Prior to that, it's permissible. And then, once he's on the road, if Sakana occurs, Mutter L'Chal Shabbos, allowed to do Chal Shabbos. Udvar Mitzvah, this is for a mitzvah purpose, going to Ol Eretz Yisrael. So it's going to Eretz Yisrael, Leishei bought to live there. And even if it's a mind to come back, just for a visit, so mitzvah to even be a short time in Eretz Yisrael. If he has a caravan, even at Shabbos, he can go with them. The Bir Halacha writes that it's talking about even a matter where he's definitely going to be Chal Shabbos if they won't stop. Nevertheless, it's mutter if he stipulates them to stop, even if they don't stop afterwards. It says that some say they're going there, so it's only considered mitzvah if you're going there to make aliyah, not if you're going to visit. Anyway, back to Arukh HaShulchan. But Yisrael, so if he has this caravan, in Erev Shabbos, and by Yisrael Medamin will post him in Yorosha Chabura Shiamudu Shabbos, and the Jews said to the caravan, you gotta stop on Shabbos. We need you to stop on Shabbos. And they stipulate this. But Ashura Ein Zev say it's not a loss for the caravan. Anybody have to rest a day from the toil of the travel. But then afterwards they don't listen. And they go keep going on Shabbos. You have a choice. You have to go with them in the Esrog because of danger. When they enter the city on Shabbos, you can go in throughout the city. Even though leaving a chum, when you arrive in your destination, you only have 4 amos. That's when you go out for an optional activity. But if you go out for a mitzvah, then you have 2,000 amos wherever you come to rest on Shabbos. If they let them outside the city, when you got to a city on Shabbos, he wants to go in, nothing, since he went for the mitzvah, like it was there to show Yishla Paim Amel Charuach, he has 2,000 amos every direction. But then after the Varashus, and if he went for an optional activity, Shiatzim Heter, if he left when he could, when it's permissible to leave, the Hainu Biyom Ala Beis V'Gimel, if it's on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, Kam Kain Adin Kain, that's also Lach Mosh L'Sam L'Sham. Chaim Shogeg, also if he was, he didn't realize it. We have Sover, Shemutter, that says Biyom Chamishi, and he thought he could leave on a Wednesday or Thursday, Mutter, Mutter Shogegu. Somebody thinks it's Mutter is tantamount to a Shogeg. The Shavuot says that if they left you outside the city, you should not rely on having 2,000 amos to go into the city because many posts can argue on this. Although it's machlekes by the Rabbanan, I'm not sure why not be makel. Tetzvav is actually so shemad Mosan when the Jews lived in Eretz Yisrael. Tanya inside the Shov they go you can't, obviously meaning when we had armies, you can't lay a siege to non-Jewish cities. Bachlan Shlosh Yom Shabbos, less than 3 days before Shabbos. They started the siege. Aim of seeking, don't interrupt it. Shammai says, Ad ridetah, until you destroy the city. I feel b'Shabbos. Shabbos. The reason not do it within 3 days. Let's go by Shabbos. Chol Shloisha Yom, you show the first 3 days. Anshi Muchama Kimavu Halim. They are frightened. They're discombobulated. Actually, it's until they get used to the war's conditions. If it's a siege for a purpose of a mitzvah, let's say you conquer a city in Eretz Yisrael, it's permissible. The daim ezel these things, it's like a boat. Reish mem test. Erev Shabbos, laws which have to do with Erev Shabbos. Aleph, Amina Mesuka. The person should not walk on Shabbos more than 3 parsos, which is usually understood to be the amount of time it takes to walk. Actually, this is 3 parsos, which is 9 meal, which is approximately, well, it depends. Would be 72 minutes times 3, but that's there are obviously other shitas as well. They should have hayom gadol in order to get home early, especially day time. Sheyeh tei b'chos b'yalachim ba'adot tzar Shabbos to compare the needs of Shabbos. Ben shalach beisa when he's going to his house. Ben shalach beisa when he's going to other people's houses. The mevok on a malayla beisa lechin ba'adot because it comes before nightfall. Mamish before nightfall. They didn't prepare anything for him. He's going to be upset. It's not going to be enough either for them nor for him to eat the Chav Shabbos. So to house but other people, he's not going to have what to eat. Or they give him their part. They don't have what to eat. There's another issue. They certainly want to prepare for him. Whether it's his house or another house, and they'll come to cook very close and perhaps over the line of darkness. Pashanu, it's clear that he let them know that he's coming. All the Beis Hachem or to his own house or other people, Hodia let them know they michta by a letter, or they issue Shabbos, or a messenger that says to come on Shabbos, or today with a phone call or an email. Mutzalech, so you can go even further. Because they're going to prepare for you. Also, we're going to a set-in where they always prepare for guests who will come before nightfall. It's also okay sophos. Their eyes look forward. Can know that the guests shall come as is the custom in that place.